Have you ever found yourself wanting to pick up the phone, send that just checking in text, or maybe ask one more question, but something stops you? Yeah, that's something. It's your intuition whispering, wait, mom, this might be about you, about me, and not them. Hey, it's Jody Silverman here, and welcome back to Beyond Emptiness, the podcast where we don't just sugarcoat the shifts that come with the next chapter, but we do show you how to navigate them with grace, humor, and a whole lot of support. I'm a life coach, empowerment speaker, and your go to guide for midlife reinvention. And today, I'm sitting down with the amazing Esther Goetz, founder of Moms of Bigs. She's one of the first voices to bravely speak out about what it really feels like to parent adult children without the guilt, the control, or the fear. In this episode, we're talking about the silent grief of losing closeness, why control and demand always backfire, and how shifting from what if to I wonder can change everything for you. Esther's wisdom will have you nodding, laughing, and maybe even sending a text, but not the kind you're going to regret. Oh, and if you're caught in the tug of war between wanting connection and giving independence, I've got you covered. It's the number one shift every parent must make to truly empower and equip their adult children, plus five powerful questions to help you move out of fixer mode and into curiosity, showing them you believe in them. You'll find the link waiting for you in the show notes after the episode. Let's dive in. Hello, Esther. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. I love this.
Oh, me too. We're going to have a really good conversation. Our listeners are going to love this one. But before we dive into it, why don't you share a little bit about who you are with our listeners and how you came to really be passionate about supporting moms of what you call moms of bigs.
Yeah, moms of bigs. So I say moms of teens until they come off your health insurance.
There you go. That's a good marker.
That's fine. Which I
That's
think is like 26 or something. But yeah, I guess I'm not quite sure exactly what prompted me on this, except for my own journey of not having anybody I could talk to. I did have two friends with kids older than me, and I pummeled them with questions, and they helped me not feel so crazy and alone. But these years, there's millions of people that talk in the little kid space, how to breastfeed, not to breastfeed, what to food, all the bus stop talk. And then your kids get to the teenage years and everybody goes underground for a million reasons.
Mhm.
And no one's actually talking in this space. And the other thing no one's talking about is I tend to talk about how to have a healthy relationship with your teen and young adult and maybe the emotions of a mom. There's a million places out there of like how to get them into the college of their dreams,
Yeah.
how to do this, how to do that. And it's all like those external stuff. And I want to go to like the how are you feeling, mom? What's going
Yeah.
on inside of you, mom? And how much are you struggling with this? And so I wanted that. And so I produced what I wanted. I guess I created what I wanted for
Yep.
myself. And especially what those two friends did give me. I did have two friends
That's
that
good.
I was like, oh, thank God. Thank
Right?
God.
Thank God. Because motherhood didn't come with a playbook in the
No.
beginning. And as they get older, there's certainly no playbook for that.
Nope.
No, and you know what? I love that you support Mom of Bigs. I love how you define bigs. And yeah, I think a lot of moms, there's a lot of emotions that we feel as our kids. We can feel like a failure as a mom when I know for me, I was like, wait a minute, where are my instincts? They were so good up until a certain point. So
Mhm.
we'll get into this. So yes, so it's
Yes,
gonna be a
all the
good
regret. You have the regret that you don't have when they're, all those guilt, regret,
yeah.
grief, all the really hard, uncomfortable spaces. And you don't really have like the bus stop or the natural play groups or whatever for it to
Yeah.
all come out. And so, and
Yeah.
people are afraid to talk about their big kids because the big kids, big issues, right?
Yes. Bigger the
And we don't
kid, the
want
bigger
to,
the
yeah.
issue.
And we don't want to throw our kids under the bus. We
No, we
want
don't want to do
respect their
that.
privacy.
Yeah, we also tend to we have that self-talk where we say, well, Esther has it all together. I can't tell her that I'm crying every night, because I'm feeling like I'm walking on eggshells with my adult child. And it's true.
Right.
we can't, women, we've got to stop suffering alone. And I think it's definitely not, I think it's definitely you, and you being one of the first, leaders, pioneers, that's the word, on their social media space to
Mhm.
speak to this topic, to speak to moms all about all the things we feel when it comes to our bigs, our adult children. So yeah, this is why I invited you here. So all right, we're diving in. We're diving in. I
Okay.
got the we're gonna do some rapid fire questions here.
Okay.
So Esther, why do you think trying to control or demand closeness from our big kids often backfires?
Well, I'm just going to say this right out. I definitely tried to control. I was a little bit of a control freak.
Hello.
And it did backfire. It did
Yeah.
really backfire. And so I come at this from a place of a learner, and not a like an expert. I'm
Mhm.
learning as I go along, but it did really backfire. I mean, my third kid was like, "Oh my gosh, you're just trying to control us," and I was like, "True,
Yeah.
true." And I would think what I personally learned about it backfiring is they can tell when we're not really inviting them in, but we're sort of demanding closeness. And what they can tell is we're usually doing it to calm our own anxiety.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
face
true.
it, fear breeds control. And so they know they're smart. They know when our questions maybe are more about regulating our own emotions
Yeah.
instead of connecting with theirs. And I don't know about you, but I pull away when I feel like people are doing that to me.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, okay, back off, dude. And so they know. They're at the age
Yeah.
where they know, and especially with adult kids, they know. So that pressure that they feel to like fix us, it is going to cause them to pull away because they actually instinctively know that it's not their job.
No, it's not at all. And because the two things were the control and demanding closeness. The demanding closeness resonates a lot with me.
Mm-hmm.
It resonates with me with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and it resonates with me. There was a time, and I don't know if my son's going to listen to this or not, but there was a time where I remember I was so missing him, and I felt so disconnected from him. And
Mm-hmm.
I literally called him and I blasted him like, how could you not call me? How blah, blah, blah. And like this was must have been like six years ago. And after it was over, I mean, he didn't want to talk to me. He was so mad at me. But he doesn't yell back. He just shuts down. I knew. And then afterwards, I felt horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I did apologize. He was like, I don't even understand that. I go, you know why you don't understand it? Because it had nothing to do with you and everything to do with me.
Oh,
And you know what? He appreciated that. But it
brilliant.
takes a while to figure that out. And I think they do know. They do
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was like that was my personal example of that. But and even when
Yes.
and we say even when our intentions are good, right?
Right. Yeah, and even like I was thinking a little bit about what I did with my daughter. I when I kind of didn't do it well, like you were sharing about your son. I think she was 16 and she was working at like this as a hostess, and she met a guy who was like either 20 or 21. I freaked out. And other people were like, "You're going to let her date him?" And I was like, "I don't, what am I going to do?" I mean, I could do XYZ, but because I was terrified, I was like, okay, she could date him. I'm just going to pepper her with millions of questions. I'm
I
going to be like, okay, how are you doing? Where are you? What are you doing? How are you feeling about him? Is this a good idea? Do you really think this is great that he's out of high school? And I was just peppering her, and she shut down. But again, my curiosity wasn't about just connecting with her;
no,
it was about quelling my own fear, and she knew it. And instead of that, she and drawing her close, like what I wanted to know, I wanted to feel close to her, she it pushed her away. And I remember thinking, I got to take a minute here, I got to take a beat. And I finally said to her, and this is one phrase I do say to my kids often, is whatever you want to share with me, I'm here for it. And this is the key, I'll follow your lead.
oh, I like that. Follow their
And it
lead.
changes everything. I mean, that shift, the I follow your lead, puts you from demanding answers to like offering an invitation. That I call it inviting and not demanding. And it did change it. And guess what happened? Over time, Things did not go well. I did not think they were going to go well. They didn't. It was took like 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It didn't wasn't very long. She came back to me on her own time, and she was struggling whether or not to end it. And I remember her calling me and be like, I think I need to break this off. I totally got to break up with this guy. And I was like, well, tell me more. What did you discover? But it was her timing and her choice.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be 100% honest, was I totally relieved? Yes.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you had kept it going,
Oh, yeah.
Esther, they say your mom says don't do it, so what are you going to do? I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
I'm going to
Romeo
do
and
it.
Juliet. Yeah, the
Right.
romance. I'm like, I said that to one friend who also had a 16-year-old. I'm like, she's just gonna sneak. She's gonna figure out a way, and I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna prolong the
Yeah.
relationship. Yes. So yes.
So follow your lead. So that's I was going to ask you, so, what does it look like to build connection instead of the control and the demanding and especially when our values or choices don't line up with theirs. Because that's going to happen a lot when they're in their adult life.
Yeah, it's gonna happen all the way from teenagers, all the way through college, through adulthood.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it happens again, and I think the follow your lead is really, really
It
big.
is.
But I also think too to listen without an agenda. I mean, I
Ooh,
don't know how much with that is very, very difficult because we know where we want them to go. Probably again, mostly to quell our own what ifs and our
yes.
fears. But we also have some wisdom. We're like, this isn't going to work out.
Yeah.
But I think that agenda, getting rid of my agenda, and I've said that out loud to my kids, like, oh my gosh, I have such an agenda here. Sorry. I'm realizing while it's happening.
Don't they love that though?
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
they love it? And then they can laugh it off and they see, it shows you're real. The follow your lead reminds me of my permission question.
Hmm.
Like when one of my children will call me to say something, because your kids call you just to say anything. They don't
Hmm.
necessarily want your opinion or your thoughts on what they're saying.
Hmm.
So the follow your lead is the permission thing where I say, well, at the end of something, if I can't get it in the beginning, there's like, and they stop talking, and there's this quiet, and they're like, "Are you there?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, Do you want me to weigh in, or were you just like letting all that out?
Right.
And it
Exactly.
works for friendships too.
It does. It works. It
That's
works
the follow
all
your lead.
the time. And I
Yeah.
think the follow your lead puts them in a place of empowerment and doesn't put us in the place of power over
Yeah.
because we don't want to have power over. I mean, do we? We want to have power. But I really feel strong about empowering my
Yeah.
kids so that they know that they have what it takes. I do believe my kids have what it takes at times. At other times, I'm a little iffy on that because I think, but I want them to believe they have what it takes because I do underneath it all believe that they have what it takes.
Yeah.
But in any given situation, it can look a little iffy and feel really scary for us.
It can be, it can. And that was the whole key is they won't believe that you believe in them if we keep allowing our emotions, our fears, our worry to get in the way. So
Right.
if I start to feel something like a little aggressive about my children, I'll just call it aggressive. I have learned, and I learned this from a woman, Ann Weiser Cornell. She wrote a book about boundaries, and it's becoming self-aware. I say, okay, why am I feeling anxious? Like, why am I feeling angry? Why am I feeling like I want to pick up the phone or send one of those angry emojis with 100 million exclamation? Why do I feel that way? Oh, because I miss him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm missing my daughter and I haven't spoken to her in a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that she's busy. She has a high pressure job and all. So you know what I do? I just text and say, hey, thinking about you with a smiley face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think recognizing our grief a lot of times,
Mhm.
and sadness comes out as all the other things, anger, right, anxiety,
Yeah.
all the sadness. So getting peeling back that layer, I think, is so wise of you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I just really miss her. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
okay. We're allowed
It
to miss.
is.
We're
It
allowed, but
is.
that's not on them to fix that. Again,
No.
it's not on them to fix our stuff.
No. So, I mean, if you really, really want to keep that connection with your adult children, the takeaway from that part is, that trust goes when they feel like they're being seen, heard, and respected, not with our agenda, as
Yes,
you say, not with an agenda or coerced. Not,
right.
I think we should talk every single week. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. So,
Right,
you
that
know,
whole coerce thing, like,
yeah,
and I think an invitation sounds like I said, whatever you want to share, I'm here for it.
yep,
And then the demanding feels like you're grilling them. So just for
yeah,
people, to like hear their own voice coming out loud. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just test yourself. Am I inviting them or am I demanding them? Do they feel respected here? As if we're talking about adults, as another adult where they are allowed to have their no's and their yeses. Yeah.
You know,
Ugh.
I have a really good friend, and I tell her if you ever just want to text your kids, don't text it to me. Text it to me first. I was going to send this to so and so. What do you think? We'll get on the phone. Like when in doubt, text it to your bestie. So we've kind of touched on this a little bit, the what if questions that come in, our own fears. Um, how else do you, for yourself, and would you share with the listener, flip the what if, the worry, this to more into more like curiosity instead?
Well, I'm just going to say this. I've done this with my general anxiety in my life. I do think that one of the biggest antidotes to fear is curiosity, anxiety, because curiosity moves from what if to I wonder. I like
Mm,
that, the moving from what if to I wonder. And one is much more of like, what if they get hurt? What if this ruins their future? What if, and I think this is a big one for us. What if I lose them?
mm,
Um, physically, emotionally, whatever it is, I lose the connection. I lose them, period, which is the scariest of all scary things.
yeah,
Um, and I learned like in that dating, like to go back to my daughter's situation, um, that when fear drives my curiosity, it does come across as like hyper demanding, right? It's like, "Meh."
yeah.
But when my curiosity is genuine, what do you like about him? Wow, what makes you want to date him? Oh, wow, is it weird for you that he's 20? How does that feel for you? Like, what are your friends saying about that? Or are you so into it? What is it? Like, oh, how did you get to know him? What happened at work? Like more of that curiosity. It's like an invitation into their world, and that builds connection with anybody. Do we love it when people ask us questions that are genuine without agenda? Not a question that has like an
Right.
answer.
Like you're leading them to where you want them to go versus like
Exactly.
really like what they say, I really like this guy. What do you like about him?
Right. Instead of, oh, well, what do you like about him? Like,
Yeah,
even the tone sets it up because I don't like him.
yeah.
I don't like this. They know,
Right.
they fill in all the gaps.
They
And
absolutely
if
know.
we want them to open up and not shut down, we want to not lose them, especially emotionally. You've got to treat them. I just think about my friends who do that for me. This works in every relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
And it does work, especially as our kids are moving through the teen years into the adult years. I mean, I talk a lot in that space. It starts when even they're little. All of us are kind of beyond that. But I bring it into every area of my life. Um, I have
Yeah.
like, I have even a grandchild. I bring that. Now I'm like, I'm just getting to know him for him, no matter
Yes.
what. It just does kind of feed that it feeds the good stuff inside of me. And yeah,
And
yeah.
we have to let them fall a little bit. We got to make our own mistakes. We have to. I say to like when women say, "Well, I don't want them to feel disappointed." They're going to be disappointed in life. That they have to understand what disappointment is
Mhm.
if they're going to understand how to then find achievement.
Yes. Well, and even strangely enough, and this past year, my son had been dating a girl for 6 years. She wanted to marry. He thought he wanted to marry her, and it kind of went south in a million ways. And then it was like a really bad breakup. And in May, when it was kind of all over, I sat down with him and I just said to him, "So, what do you think you would be looking for in the future? Not with an agenda. What did you learn from this? What girlfriends? Look back at all your girlfriends. Like, what do you have to take into your future?" And he was like, "Well, I didn't like this. I found out." He started to spill all these beans. I was like, "Okay, I didn't even ask that." But it was so open-ended and not closed-ended. And a month ago, I mean, now he's like in this very cute relationship with a girl, and he was like, "Mom, I went, wow, she kind of is checking all those boxes we talked about." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my gosh." But it was him saying what he wanted, not me saying what I wanted.
Right. Like the what you're saying is like it would have sounded if it was what your mom agenda. Well, you really didn't do this and she really didn't bring this and he needed that what you did without even like the agenda of doing it. was brought to his awareness that maybe it wasn't as great as he thought it was.
Yeah, well, it was funny he started to say it, and then I started to just agree with him. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
What? I can't believe it. I was like agreeing with all this, and I was like,
Yeah.
and now like he's just talking to me about this new girl, and I'm shocked.
I love
This is
that.
not a kid who is he keeps
No.
everything close to the vest, but again, without when I feel like I have that urge to grill, I have to ask the question, am I trying to soothe or quell my own fear or even like my own demand to be close? Like I want this closeness to like just really knowing them for who they are. So I
Yeah.
have to reset. A lot of times I'm resetting.
Oh, we all do. Come on. We all have to reset. I love how you're keeping it so real. Yeah. So listen, replace what if with I wonder.
Hmm.
Pause. Mine is take a pause, understand why am I feeling this way, and then replace what if with wonder. That was my takeaway from that. That's good. Good advice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they I wonder too, like, I'd love to hear what excites you. What I wonder, what's going on? I it just does the curiosity shifts the
Yeah.
energy of a conversation with our kids.
Yep.
And it has to be, I'm just gonna say one more thing, open-ended curiosity.
Yeah.
Not what you want to hear curiosity, because I know for me, when that fear leads, it feels for them like an interrogation
Yes.
instead of when curiosity leads, it feels like an invitation. So interrogation maybe instead of invitation, watch yourself. That would be
I like
another
that.
little takeaway for me. Yeah.
Yeah, interrogation versus invitation. And it takes practice, right? I mean,
Oh my
this is
God.
not second nature for you.
No.
Excuse me. It takes practice.
Well, it's like yoga, right? I love that idea is like we're not there yet. We're all still learning. They're learning. We're learning. That also changes the grace we can give to ourselves is I'm still learning here. I've never had a kid in this situation at this age.
Right.
Never had this. So I'm just practicing. And when I do something that doesn't feel good, I know not to do it next time.
Yeah.
It's just true.
Yeah.
It's
And don't be scared to say, you know what? I did this not too long ago with my son. I called him and said, yeah, I'm sorry. You didn't really ask my opinion on that. And I dove right in. It's like, it's okay, Mom. Don't worry about it.
right.
It's
Right.
okay. Yeah, every moment that we either show up with curiosity or we don't, but we apologize, we recognize it. You know, when you
Mhm.
say, uh-oh, what was it you said? What you said it like you said you're judging. You didn't say you were judging. When you're listening to them and you admit that you have a preconceived notion going on there.
Oh, I don't now see, like, I'm sorry, my
I know, right?
brain.
There's menopause moment, but anytime it's another teaching moment for our children to teach them it's that not everything's perfect, and
Right.
even mom knows how to apologize. I think it's
Yeah.
very important for us to teach our children. But I love that. What
Well,
if
I
to
think too,
wonder?
there is, it's just a permission to be human. And I
Yep.
know my son one time was like, "Oh my gosh, you're guilting me. I'm not here for it." It was like his grandmother was like, "This might be the last time you see her." And
Ooh.
he's like, "I am not being guilted into this. You know, I run the other direction." I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. Ooh, that did sound so guilty." And oh, I hate, and I will say, I hated when my mom did that. And
Oh.
I hate when other people do that to me. So I get it, dude. Back it up now. Come. If you want to come, great. If you don't want to come, I get it.
I
And
know.
that's how it
I
is.
know. We're
Ugh.
not going to, yeah, we're not going to do everything right, but we can do better. We can always do better. We can always work at it. That's all.
Yes, practice,
So
practice,
practice
practice.
makes better. I don't like the word perfect.
I don't like the
Practice,
word
but
perfect either.
I don't like, I stop myself. I stop
It's
myself.
good for
All
you.
right. What if with wonder, curiosity from the heart with no agenda? All right. We often hear the phrase roots and wings. What does that actually mean in practice?
Well, that's my tagline for any of you guys who want to follow me on social media. But I add a couple things.
Absolutely follow her on social media. We have links below in the show notes. Are you kidding
And
me?
come get my newsletter where I dive deeper on all my issues. Not your
Yes. It's
issues, my
that
issues.
I will side note, seriously, side note. I mean, this is one of the reasons that I reached out to you is because I love and resonate with your content so much.
Oh,
As a
well,
mom, and I've followed you for a few years now.
aw.
So absolutely, don't do it yet. Finish the episode. Don't hit pause, but everything will be in the show notes. And I
Good.
strongly recommend as a mom
Oh,
to share it with your moms. Share her with your
oh.
mom. So yeah, I had to give that. But yeah, go ahead. Let's talk
Okay,
about roots
roots
and
and
wings.
wings. Roots and wings. I call it the roots of unconditional love and the wings of freedom, and here it is, to be completely themselves.
Mm.
That little bit of the wings of freedom to be completely themselves, I think, is the game changer for me. What I take away, so I say, you'll always belong, unconditional love. You always belong to me, no matter what. But here it is. I trust that you can forge your own best life, and I'm here to cheer you on. The wings of freedom for you to be your complete self. We all know that we were told who to be by everybody, and our kids are being told who to be, society, their friends, culture, where religion, whatever it is. There's a million places out there that tell them who not to be, social media, and who to be. And I want them. I didn't have kids for them to be me. I had them to be them. I'm not a big mini me fan. I'm like, you are here with a purpose to be yourself. That little Dr. Seuss quote. I mean, my kids get so annoyed when I'm like, today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you. I
Yeah.
mean, they were like, Mom, already enough. And I'm like, but it's true.
It's so true.
So true.
So
So,
true.
yes. So that is my little,
I like that. Roots are that I'm here always and to love you unconditionally and to be your biggest cheerleader. But I'm giving you the wings, take the wings to be who you are, who you were meant to be, and who you feel you need to be. I love that.
right.
I love that. You know what? I have to tell you, many moms, you're making me think about this. Many moms stand on the mom platform that, well, I'm the mom. I've been their mom for decades and I gave blood, sweat, and tears, and I have the right to say whatever I want to say, don't I? I'm like, you have the basic human right to say whatever you want to anybody, but there will be consequences.
There will be
So I
consequences.
always say, as a mom, let go of you standing on the platform that your kids owe you something or that you have the right, the unconditional right that the rules don't apply to you
Mhm,
as they apply to anybody else with your children.
mhm,
I mean, I've had to sit back and let my, kids do what they want to do and let my son get a tattoo and grow his hair into a ponytail, which
mhm.
neither one of those, by the way, bothered me. But when other people in the family said, you're his mother, you can say,
I don't like the you're his mother, like the
I'm like,
entitlement
I am
thing.
his mother, but I'm not going to tell my 25-year-old son who hasn't lived at home in 5, 6 years that he should cut his hair.
Right. And the reality is what do you want? Do you want connection or do you want control?
Right? I don't care that he has a ponytail. I want him to come for dinner. I want to talk to him.
Right.
I want to hug and a
Right.
kiss.
And you want him to do it because he wants to. I say, I don't want my kids to love me. I want them, I mean, I do, but I
Yeah,
want them to love being around me.
that's it.
And
Yes.
I know there are people in my life I avoid because I feel that judgment or that coercion or that pressure. And I mean, it was very hard for me. My daughter wanted to go, brilliant kid. She wanted to go to Full Sail University, which is when she was looking at college. It's a university in Florida, and it's not the typical 4 year school. It's like a specialized program. She wanted to study recording arts. It didn't transfer the credits if she changed her mind. I was freaking out inside, but guess what? She works in Hollywood now.
Hmm.
And she works for television and film, and she's a recording arts person, and she's doing audiobooks, and she knew more than I knew.
Yeah.
Her soul and her knew what she wanted in her life, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I would have been wrong. And that is the other thing, is I would have been wrong, and I wasn't sure if it was the right choice for her. I was worried that she'd miss out on all the normal college stuff, all the
Exactly.
things. I'm worried you're going to date this person. Oh my gosh, you're going to take that job. Oh no, you're going to hate it. I
Yeah.
have to, I had to, well, I wanted to cheer her on to live her. And if guess what? If she got there and it sucked, that's a consequence for her. We only gave her so much money to go to college. She would have had to figure it out. She knew
Right.
we still had boundaries. We were like, well, if you do this and you can't transfer, like we didn't even say that. We just said, here's
Yeah.
all. She knew the truth of it
Yeah.
all.
Of course.
And hers didn't end in failure. It ended in success.
And if it had, she would
Fine.
have owned it.
She would have
She
owned
would
it.
have, but at least she would have found out. Had she never found out, because you never permitted the opportunity, that's
Hmm.
a whole different story. That leads
Hmm.
to resentment and a strain in the relationship. So, you know, oh, my son took a different route.
Yep.
He's doing just fine.
I've taken a million routes in my life.
Me too. Detours
I mean, it
everywhere.
doesn't make me not scared. I am afraid. I have to own my own emotions. It is not like I'm like, don't be afraid. Be afraid.
Yeah.
You're going to worry, but you own that and you get help for that and you don't put that
Yeah.
on your kid. You
No.
can cry, you can grieve, you can do all the uncomfortable stuff. They just are not responsible for it. And you know what? In the end of the day, it wasn't a path I would have scripted, but it was the right one for her.
Yep. And it
It was,
worked out.
and yep, and
And
it
if it
worked out.
hadn't
And even
worked
if it
out,
doesn't,
and if it
oh, I could
hadn't
tell a
worked out,
millions. Oh
you
yeah,
had the roots. She knew the roots were there.
she still fully belongs to me.
Yes.
And you know what? A million times my son dated this girl for 6 years. I didn't think it was going to work out. Whatever. He had to figure it out.
Yeah.
He had to figure it out. So yeah.
This look, and moms, listen, we know this is not easy stuff. We know this. Take one thing away and put it into practice here. Don't try and take it all.
No,
But
no.
but I like that because if they do go down the wrong path and it doesn't work out and they feel disappointed, you got the roots. They come back. You're there. You got the
Yeah,
space for them. You know,
yeah.
they know you love them. So
Well, and I really struggle too with sometimes that balance of the roots and wings. Like,
go ahead.
oh no, if and I think you have to really, I mean, balance is a word that's so trendy or not so trendy anymore. But I say that fine line, I call it walking the tricky tightrope of parenting bigs. Because if you lean so heavy on the roots, like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That can feel like so smothering and demanding.
Yes.
But if you lean too heavily on the wings, it can feel like disinterest. I mean, I know people who are like, my parents never cared a minute,
Right.
and it's that like, do we want to be a helicopter or do we want to?
So how do we know?
It's that tricky tightrope. I mean, that is the tricky tightrope. It is not easy. And again, you're like, I think that if both are offered as invitations, then they can stretch while they're still held by love. We like that stretching of like, we can know when to push them out of the nest. I mean, the mama bird knows, right? When the kid needs to be in the nest and when she needs to go like, nope, time for you to fly.
Little nudge
But
right out.
this is tricky. And like you said, there's a lot of stuff we've said today.
Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
long time of doing little things at a time and noticing what's going on inside of ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. The balance is going to take and leaning too heavy on roots, but too much on the wings. You just have to play with it. You'll feel
Yeah.
it. You'll feel. Trust yourself. We have intuition. Trust our intuition.
Yeah.
Trust our intuition.
I try to keep that phrase that I said earlier pretty close to me. Like, I love you, but I also trust that you have what it takes to forge your own life.
Yeah.
Empower,
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 empower. We've equipped
empower.
them. Now empower them. Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Oh,
I
that's
also,
good. I
yeah,
like that. You should be
we've
on a podcast.
oh, maybe who wants to have me on their
You
podcast?
should equip them and then empower them. That's right.
Yes,
I love
there you
that.
go. There you go.
I love that.
Oh, thank you. Every once in a while, something brilliant comes out of my mouth. It's all good. And it's because it's guests like you inspire me. All right. We're going to bring this all to a close, but I can't because I have to say one thing. I love what you said. Yes, we all want our kids to love us, but I love what you said. As they're
I want
adults,
them to be
I want to
loved
love them. I want them to love being around me.
around us.
And
I
trust
agree.
me, I want to tell everybody listening, when you can find that place of root and wings and of curiosity and of listening without the agenda and going from what if to wonder, and you can practice all that. It is so much fun
Mm.
to have that adult relationship when they want to be around you to be with them. So it will happen. It can happen. It's
It
possible.
can happen. It definitely can happen.
Okay, so before the dare, because you're going to come up
Okay.
with the dare, if you could leave the moms with one encouragement about about inviting versus demanding, what would it be? I know you just said it too before, probably.
I know it's totally okay. I think I have to check in with myself. Am I in a posture of inviting with openness and open-endedness with their permission to say no or yes.
Yes.
With them having the permission like we would give any other person in our life, right? Versus demanding, and we use those. I catch myself of like guilt, the guilt card, the like you have to be responsible for my emotions. The guilt one is really big for moms. I've had it used on me. I hate it. But I think for me, that is my call to action is check in. And I'll just say like I'm going to repeat those three things like
Do it.
whatever you want to share, I'm here for it. I'll follow your lead. That's like the first one.
Yep.
The second one I think was I'd love to hear what like I wonder what excites you. What excites you? Move into that posture of wonder
Yeah.
instead of what if to wonder. And then I also think the last one was, and I'll repeat it, I love you, but I trust that you have what it takes to forge your own life.
Yeah. I love that. Those are the three big takeaways here. Big takeaways. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, Esther, nobody gets out of here without giving the listeners a dare.
All right, here it is. You
What do you
ready?
got?
I got
Drum roll. Yeah.
it. I dare you to bite your tongue on one demand and replace it with, I'd love to hear about X, Y, or Z.
See, you're helping them practice. I love that dare.
By Zippy the Lippy.
Zippy the Lippy.
Yes, Zippy the
That's a
Lippy.
good one. That's a good dare. Okay, we will type that up so that everyone can read it in the show notes over and they can come back and they go, what was that dare? What was that dare about Zippy the Lippy? They can come back.
Zippy the Lippy. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But also tell you, you can Zippy the Lippy to them. And like you said, to bring it back to how great you are, tell everybody, text your friends, do all those things. Get it out of you. Just don't get it out of you to your kid.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Text me first. If you're ever thinking of texting your children, text me first.
Yes,
I
send me a
got you.
DM.
Yeah,
You're welcome to send me a DM.
yeah.
I was gonna say this
I'll
one
talk you
today.
off the ledge. I'll talk you off the ledge. Oh, Esther, thank you so much. I loved our conversation. It's such
Me
a
too.
most needed. Like we said at the beginning, motherhood did not come with a playbook at all. And we need people like you in this space to support and to share, and that you share so openly. And I like to share as much as I can about my stories with my children that are my part of my story. I won't share their stories,
Yep.
but I appreciate you and I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, well, I loved being on. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Daron. Listen, I know this is hard. I know you want to get it right. And the truth is, there is no perfect way to mother your adult child. Just intentional ones. Just small, loving shifts. Just practice. Esther reminded us that the key to lasting connection isn't demanding more contact or closeness. It's in creating a safe space where your big knows they can come back on their own terms, in their own timing. So if you only take one thing away today, let it be this. It's your dare. Zippy the lippy. Bite your tongue on one demand this week and instead say to your big, I'd love to hear more about fill in the blank. That's it. Invitation instead of interrogation. And if you're craving a community where you can be honest about how tricky this all is, come join in the Dare On membership. You don't have to figure it out alone. You shouldn't have to. I'm waiting inside to welcome you. All the links and resources referenced in our episode are waiting for you in the show notes below. I'm inside the Dare On community, ready to welcome you. Until next week, Dare On. And Mom, you've got this.